Okay, so is Nikola Motors a buy or a sell? Now let's figure out the answer to that question. First off, read this disclaimer carefully. The thing is that, Nikola Motors, it certainly is a very interesting company, but there are some major issues about the company at the moment. Okay, I have placed Nikola Motors in the micro themes theme. Very good performance on average here from the stocks. Let's investigate Nikola, because it is a very messy story for sure. Okay, so here's the company website, okay? Motor company, energy company. This is basically just a 3D model of what they think they will make. Power sports. So let's just explore this, okay? So they are a pioneer in zero-emission trucks. Nikola offers both pure electric and also hydrogen electric powertrains across multiple applications. So here I have Nikola 1, 2, 3, Refuse, and Badger. So this is a company that's been big in the news as of late because, well, let's just explore. Nikola Motors loses founder Trevor Milton amid Security and Exchange Commission and Department of Justice probe. Resignation official. Nikola Motors issues response to short seller's fraud claim. So they are really getting, scorched at the moment, okay? Big time. If you look at the seasonality of this, there's no point really looking at the seasonality, because the very structure of the company under this ticker has changed, hence seasonality doesn't make sense. Let's just look here at the charts. Okay, let's actually go to daily data points. Let's load the moving averages. Okay, so the thing that's a bit interesting here, okay, is that Nikola, it was in this super bubblish phase here. If you measure, let's measure from here to this high, 780%. From this high to the recent low, that's minus 74%. Okay. Yeah, this is pretty volatile experience for sure. The thing is, okay, buying here, when things are peak pessimistic, it's doom and gloom, everything is going to fall to pieces. The speculator in me cannot help himself not to be tempted with this, okay? Because this is one of the worst days. I mean, this is the worst days for this company, okay? Major issues with the Security and Exchange Commission's fraud claims. You have the Hindenburger report. I mean, it is a total mess. But as the saying goes, I mean, as the Rothschild said, you want to buy when there's blood in the street, And there certainly is blood in the street here for Nikola Motors. From a purely technical standpoint, the bears are quite obviously in control. I mean, this is a very vicious sell-off. We have, however, gotten down here to the red 200-day moving average. It has been important as a support level in the past. We are not oversold yet, actually. That's quite interesting. But that also speaks volumes of how ridiculously overbought we were. If you look here at the accumulation distribution line, I'm seeing some very interesting pickup here. There's something happening here. There's a 48% correlation with S&P 500, so not that strongly correlated. Let's actually look at the 5-minute chart here, because here you can see the plunge, and the buyers have stepped in, okay? But yeah, so from a purely technical standpoint, it's interesting, but this is extremely speculative. This is basically the money you would otherwise spend on playing the lottery, okay? It really is at that level. This is so up in the air, completely uncertain, but it is a bit interesting as well. I mean, they have this partnership. Well, General Motors have bought a significant stake in Nikola. So it is interesting, but let's dive deeper. Here is Finviz. Price to sales and price to book are certainly a bit stretched, but that is to be expected with these kinds of, heavy R&D companies. Here you can see the trend lines. We have slashed through most of them. I like, of course, to look at the performance. Pretty good still, year to date, 231%. That's beating the market even after this massive plunge. If you look at analyst price target, so this is the average analyst price target. Of course, this was you have to look at when these analysts published their analysis, because there's a lot of things that have happened that certainly could make them change their price target. But if you look at the difference between the current price and the average analyst price target, that's 102% above the current level. That's interesting. Even though, of course, let's be clear, many things have changed for the company. A lot of very bad news have come out, which certainly, very likely, will have an impact on these price targets going forward. If you go ahead to Saks.com, they have a number for sell on Nikola Motors. Obviously, that's bearish. F value, F growth, F momentum, VGM of F, that's pretty bad, for sure. Market cap, $13 billion, no dividend. Okay, so to sum up, well, let's explore the website a little bit more. Let's even go here a bit on the news. So General Motors CEO stands by Nikola deal as short sellers fight intensified. Yeah. Okay. So to sum up my take here on Nikola Motors. So from a technical perspective, the bears are definitively in control. It is extremely bearish. It is a horror show today. Huge plunge. But we are definitively seeing that there are buyers here that have stepped in, okay? There is something happening here. There are some who are looking at this plunge as an opportunity. I would agree with that sentiment, but to be perfectly fair, this is your gambling money, okay? This is high risk, very high risk. This is literally like taking a little bit of a position when there is blood like flowing in the street is an absolute horror show, but that makes it a bit tantalizing as well. When we looked here at Finviz, the price target will likely change when they bake in all of the recent news into their price target. Saks.com is definitively not feeling the love here for Nikola Motors. Hence, this is basically a massive speculation. It just is. And I think it is an interesting bullish opportunity. But it is definitively one of the most gambling-ish things you can do, really. Because if the claims about Nikola Motors are true, then we could seriously be looking at the company that's heading very fast towards bankruptcy and possibly being quite some significant legal ramifications as well for the executives involved. Because when you are a publicly traded company, it's very strict as far as what you can say and cannot say. You are allowed to be optimistic about your company. You are allowed to market your company and advertise it. I mean, if you look at the advertisements for, Coca-Cola company, are they being, honest? And McDonald's, I mean, are they being really honest? You see these very fit and good-looking people, buying their burgers. Not necessarily like the average customer. So there's that. But the question is whether they've taken it too far here, the team at Nikola Motors. Whatever you do, of course, don't fight the trend, and may the trend be with you.